Everybody, my name is Ethan Jones. I'm here at the Daily Ridge, and we're here in beautiful Winter Haven, Florida at Grove Roots Brewing Company, and we're here celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Little League World Series team.
This was a special occasion, as I got to interview players and coaches alike. With that being said, let's hear what they have to say about that championship year.
So your name is Hannah Rogers, correct?
Yes.
Okay, what position did you play?
Well, Hannah Rogers Clay now. I'm married.
Oh, yeah. Cool. What position did you play?
Pitcher.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. I was to say, what's it like after all these years, 20 years later, what's it like being like the first team to win a World Series for Polk County?
I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty special, to be able to bring that back and, oh, hey, Papa. Sorry. To be able to bring that back, for the community, and then be able to give the younger generation, something to strive for. And I know we've had other Little League teams too also go through and get pretty far down, so I think that's pretty cool.
What was the moment on your run towards your first World Series with Lake Wales to like where you're like, I think we have it. I think we have the game. We have it wrapped up. When was that moment where you're like, I think we have the game?
I don't know. We were always Little League too. Like there wasn't. Travel ball was big, but it wasn't as big as it is now. So there was a lot of really good athletes in Little League. So a lot of us too that played travel ball together, we played Little League together, and then the teams that you played travel ball against, they were playing Little League too. So there was a lot of really good teams, and I knew that we were really good, but I knew that the other teams were going to be really good too. So, I think we really bonded as a group too. We played together since we were really young, and then we also went through to high school to play on together. So I don't know if there was really a moment where I'm like, oh, we're going to win this. I think we just kind of did our thing, and played hard together and had fun while we were doing it.
Would you say the coaching you received during your time in Lake Wales definitely helped you prepare for the next level when you went to the University of Florida to play softball?
Oh, for sure. I had a lot of great coaches coaching me in Lake Wales through Little League, travel ball, high school, and a lot of them too, I knew at a young age. So they coached me from a young age all the way up through high school.
What was the preparation to prepare for that first World Series in Lake Wales? What would that look like?
I don't remember. I know it's just a lot of throwing in the backyard with my dad, a lot of practicing at late nights at the ball field, travel ball. I don't remember what the preparation was like. I know it was kind of, practice was the same when I was younger, all the way up until I was older. Obviously a little bit more intense when I got older, but just practicing every day, playing every day,
If you could compare the World Series win with Lake Wales compared to your first World Series win with Florida, what would you say? Which one outweighs the other? Are they both the same?
Honestly, I think it's pretty the same. No matter what level, you win a championship at, I think it's always gonna have, it's gonna feel special, because no matter, you work hard with that group of girls all year long, and I think no matter what level you're playing at, Little League, travel ball, D1, D2, NAIA, I think no matter what, it's special because you're with people that you worked hard with.
Okay. Out of all the levels of softball you played, what would you say your favorite level of softball was?
I'd probably have to say college. If I could go back, people ask me all the time, they're like, would you go back and play? And I'm like, probably only if it was college.
Okay.
Because I did my time, right? I did my time playing softball.
All right.
Played for almost 28 years or 25 years.
Okay. Outside of winning the World Series with the University of Florida, what would you say your favorite memory as a Gator was?
Ooh, I think the relationship you build with the girls, because that's another thing people ask me, do I miss softball? And I'm like, I loved softball. Obviously, it was a big part of my life, but the main thing I miss about it would be the teammates and the relationships you build.
Awesome. What's life looking like now outside of softball since you're done playing?
A mama too, raising babies, and I love it.
That's cool. That's
Yes.
awesome.
And I'm giving pitching lessons too,
That's
so
awesome.
to younger girls.
That's awesome. What,
Yeah.
what school are you helping coach?
I'm not
for?
really at a school, so I just do private pitching lessons.
Okay.
So girls from all over. I have some girls from Orlando, girls from Tampa, girls from Lake Wells, girls
Nice.
from Sebring,
Nice.
all over.
Nice. Awesome.
Yes.
Anything else you want to add? Special? I mean, this is your 20-year anniversary.
I know, it's pretty cool.
Winning, it's awesome. And he's a Florida State guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
no.
I'm a no-
Actually, I was committed to Florida State.
So, really?
Oh,
Yes.
what the heck?
I know. I was committed to them. I
Yeah.
know. And I love the school, love the coaches, everything about it. But I always wanted to be a Gator. And when
Was
the
Lonnie
opportunity,
there?
She was.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
She recruited me. Yep. But
Awesome.
then when the opportunity to be a Gator came up, you know, I had to, I had to take it.
It's great.
yes.
To me.
Yeah, during during your time in Lake Wales, did your coach have like a motto that y'all went by, or was there a motto that he would always tell you guys, or a catchphrase or anything?
Maybe. I don't really remember.
Okay.
But I was really close with Nancy and her husband Jack, and I don't know if they missed a game when I was at Florida. They came to almost every single one of our home games. Every year that we went to the World Series, they came out there. So
Awesome.
she's always supported me, you know,
Nice.
since Little League.
As the night went on, I got to interview more important people from that 2005 season. Here's what the coaches had to say.
Go ahead, tell us your story.
No, I'll answer your questions.
That's the question.
Gotcha. How long did y'all coach for Lake Wales for?
I coached since my kids were probably, we went to Winter Haven, missed softball, Winter Haven, or whatever it was, when they were 5 and 6. And my daughter was a pitcher, and my younger daughter was a catcher. So I coached them on the same team, and then we won the All-Stars there when I coached them. And then once we moved over, we were living in Lake Wells, but I'm from Winter Haven. So I started getting with the program there, and I liked it. So she's been pitching ever since she was 6, and my daughter's been catching. My younger daughter was a pitcher too, and she played for Plant City and all that, but she likes catching.
Awesome. Cool.
Who are we talking to?
Sorry, I didn't get y'all's names. I meet them, by the way. What's y'all's name?
Ethan, Tim Rogers, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Tim Martin, nice to meet
Tim
you.
Martin? Okay, Tim and Tim.
Yes.
There you go.
Nice. I'll say, leading up to that World Series victory in 2005, what was like a favorite memory y'all had leading up to that championship?
Just playing Little League all those years and travel ball and just being around the kids and family.
Gotcha.
Just having a good time.
That's awesome. Is there anything that you guys told the players, like a motto or something to, like a saying or a catchphrase or something to motivate the team?
You remember anything like that?
No,
I don't.
other than to tell them just they don't never give up. That's what they did most of the time. That was probably, I guess that was one thing about them is they didn't never give up. So, and then one of the games that I can remember that was one of the good ones was remember that team it wasn't Michigan, it was
Where we went overtime.
yeah, remember how we had to play the next day?
Yeah.
And then we won in the 11th inning, bottom of the 11th or
Yeah.
something the next day. Yeah, so that
They
was
didn't
probably
have lights out there, so once it started getting dark, they had to call the game, and we had to start all over.
yeah.
Where was this at? What
Yeah.
level?
That was
Juniors.
juniors. What is that?
They're like 13 years old, something like
11,
that.
12?
12 and 13 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they was
Seattle, Washington.
That's where it was at.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we went out there and played out there, and then, like I said, that was the game that was the one before we went to the finals, I think, wasn't it? Was that the one before we went to the finals? Was that the one?
Kirkland, Washington. Yeah.
Yeah,
Seattle,
so-
Washington.
Yeah, so it was that was probably the most exciting game that we had at that level.
And another thing that's kind of neat is once you get your teams to go there, they have foster families that'll take the kids in. You can stay at their house, and they cook dinner for you and show you the area.
So it's almost like Cape Cod League for baseball players.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Awesome.
Cooperstown, or you know how they parents take you in and
That's awesome.
Yeah, it
show
was
the
really
team
cool.
a good time.
That's
It
awesome.
was really cool.
That's cool. What was the significance like being the first team to win a World Series for Polk County?
Pretty cool, actually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause nobody's ever done it before, so it was really exciting for us and the girls to be a part of it. You know what I mean? It was really cool. Yeah.
What was the homecoming like? How were y'all received when y'all came back?
They had a ticker, what is it, the parade for Lake Wells,
Yeah. Yeah. Was it,
fire department.
Yeah, they had a big old parade and all that stuff for them. They all got, I guess, their own car to ride in and celebrated, and it was pretty cool, man. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's awesome.
They put some signs around
No,
town.
that was 20 years ago. I can't remember all that.
There had to have been a time they're playing Little League where you're like, these girls are pretty dang good.
Yeah, they've been playing.
They was playing good for a while, man. For what, a couple years before we did that, maybe?
Yeah. I
Something
mean,
like that?
my daughter, most of my daughters practice every day.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to be a good pitcher, you got to practice every day.
Yeah, I think, like, I can speak, like, for me and Tim. I know me, Tim, Randy, Richie, all of us, we all, like, if they wasn't practicing at home, we was down in the field practicing with our daughters.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times, like, the girls would get together and we'd have, like, dual, like, hitting sessions or practices or something like that. Everybody kind of, I guess it's like for me, like, they were all my kids. You know what I mean? Just like for Tim, they was all his kids, Richie and Randy, the same thing. And we was all looking out for them, and we was all helping them to be the best they could be, along with our kids as well, pretty much. It was like a big family is what it was like to me. It was anyway. So
That's awesome.
I think everybody pretty much felt the same way too about everybody's kids
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, It was a lot of fun. I had a good time. I had a great time.
Was there any player that you coached where you're like that made it to the next level where you're like, I had a part in that, like, you know?
I didn't have a part in it, but his daughter.
Okay. Nice.
She went to win a national championship and went to play pro.
You already
so-
interviewed her, right? So I ain't saying that.
Yeah, Hannah. I mean, you could see in Hannah the time that Tim spent with her, pretty much. I mean, you could tell he spent a lot of time with her, and I witnessed it for how many years? Long time, right, brother?
Yeah.
All through child ball, all through high school, and then when she went to college, and my daughter went to a different college, and all the girls went to different colleges and stuff. But it was fun to watch every bit of it.
How long did your daughter play professional ball for? I know it was somewhere here.
Like 3 years
Okay.
for the Pride.
Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think most of them went to college. I
But
think, to play, too,
you
so.
know, like I said, she's been playing for since she was 6.
Yeah.
Probably pretty much burned out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But she's teaching pitching now.
That's cool. I'll say, in that tournament in Seattle, other than when you guys won the championship, what was like the hardest game y'all had to play?
The one we talked about.
Yeah,
Who was-
Texas was easy.
Texas
we had to
was
beat them
easy.
twice.
Yeah. It was
I
that.
don't remember that team.
It was either from
Was it
Michigan.
Virginia?
It was Michigan or Virginia, or something like that, up on that side of the United States.
We had a birthday for Hannah
Yeah.
because they thought she was too old to be pitching.
Yeah.
Because she was so tall.
And then Mimi had to come in there and pitch.
Yeah. That was by far the hardest game
Yeah.
out of all. They were really
were
good.
tough.
They were tough. Yeah. Had very good pitching, good defense, good bat, and everything, just like we did. So it was. We beat them 1-0. I think the bottom 11th or something like that, or 12th or something like that. Yeah.
What was the best part of Lake Wales' game? Was it their hitting, their defense, what pitching?
Pretty
what
much
was it?
all around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You had hitting,
defense,
pitching, speed.
hitting, pitching.
A lot of speed. I mean, it was good, man. They had everything they needed to do it,
Oh yeah.
and plus they had and something else they had too. They had all of them had the drive too. You know what I'm saying? So they won it just as bad as everybody else did.
I mean, look how many. 20 years later, look who's here. We're only missing 2 girls.
Yeah.
Was there, I'll say, in the moment leading up to the World Series, or during the season leading up to the World Series, was there a moment in the season where y'all had a bad loss, where it was the defining moment, where it turned around the season to propel you guys to
During the season,
Yeah.
no, 'cause we all played against each other. Remember during the season, and then we all got on the same team.
Yeah.
Tennessee and was it the when we did state down in Fort Myers? Remember
Right.
we had Tennessee beat us that 1-0. Remember that was kind of a thing that made everybody like I don't know what the right word is for that, but everybody's like, oh dang, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
but they still.
And a lot of these girls, they once we won the Little League World Series, we won state.
Yeah, same the next year. Yeah. Yeah.
Was it the next year?
Yeah, it was the next year. Yeah, because
Really?
they was in 8th grade. Yeah, and they went in 9th grade next year, and they won. Well, no, when we won that, we know it was 2007. We won this in 2005, so it's two years later. 2007, I think, right?
Yeah.
I think that's
and
it.
we should have won it the first time. We had a rain delay
Yep,
against
yeah.
Naples.
Yep.
And we had to get up early, we had to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and
Yeah.
we played a late game, got rained out.
Yeah.
I read that before you guys played El Paso for the championship.
Yes.
You guys only had 6 hours to rest for the next game.
Yeah.
What was the reason for just a late game?
I think because of the way that I think our game got pushed back, and then it kind of pushed everything back after that. So because they only have, I think, so many days out there that you can be out there and play, and that's what pushed it back after that. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate y'all.
As the night came to an end, I got to talk to the rest of the 2005 Lake Wales Little League softball team, and they told me stories of what unfolded that year.
What's your name?
Sarah Comerford,
What position did you play when you were at Lake Wales?
catcher and third.
That's awesome. I'll say, what was your favorite memory from that 2005 team other than winning the World Series that year?
I mean, winning, but then traveling with my team. I mean, I think that was really fun. It was amazing. We got to go to Seattle, and we had a good time.
That's cool. What would you say in that tournament? What was the hardest team you guys had to beat in that tournament?
The team from Pennsylvania.
Puerto Rico.
California.
That green
like
team.
13
Oh, okay, the
Pennsylvania.
green-
There was 13 innings.
Yes.
Pennsylvania.
That we had to come back and play the next day.
Yes. In California.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania?
I'm pretty sure they were from Pennsylvania.
All right, we'll go with Pennsylvania.
They were green. They were green and white. It was Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
It was the green and white team.
I'll say, was there a defining moment in the season, like you guys had a bad loss and you guys regrouped after
Lost
that?
to
And
that white and
started
blue
to
team.
It was
Russia.
Valley.
We lost to them, didn't we?
It was in down south.
No, we lost.
Yes,
The
Lord.
one game we lost was to that. Was to that. I think it was Tennessee. They had the Florida Gator colors.
I think it was Oak. I think it was Ugali.
I don't know, but they had the Florida Gator colors.
And if we would have lost the game, we would have went home.
There you go.
But we came back. We won the 14.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, what's that game? I think it was Oak Ugali.
How do y'all remember this?
Because that was the only game we lost.
That was the only game we lost. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
how exciting was it when you all came back after you guys won the championship? How was the crowd here in Lake Wales?
Yeah, no, it was lit after that. No, it was lit after that. There was, to me, I just felt like after that point, nobody could stop us. Because that was really the hardest game until we got to the game we were talking about where we had to come back the next day. Like, after that, it was not easy, but it was definitely within our sights. Like, we had it. Yeah.
Okay. You guys played El Paso in the championship, right?
Yes, yeah, from Texas.
Yeah.
And they weren't, I mean, not that they weren't easy, but they weren't the hard.
I mean, we're from Lake Wales.
Yeah.
I mean, the competition I feel like we faced in state was a little bit harder than most of the stuff we faced outside of Florida. Teams
along the way.
Yeah, for sure. But we beat them. But the competition in Florida is elite, and it's always been elite, and it's gotten even stronger years since we've gone through. So, to me, once we got past Florida, I could see the ring within sight. I don't know about y'all, but I was like, yeah, we winning. We're not coming home without it.
Yeah, I agree. I think Florida, once we got past Florida, it was the Florida teams, but once we got past there.
The South is just competitive. Like, in softball, like, we dominate. So once I feel like we got out of this region, everything else was, like, manageable. It may not be easy, but it's manageable. Yeah.
That's cool. I'll say, what was your coach like? What was he like on a day-to-day basis? What was he telling you guys? Like,
Which one?
I was like, which coach?
Which one?
What was your coach like?
Oh, I can't speak on this because one time.
Correct. All right. Yeah. That's what we had.
The head coach / manager. Go ahead, Tiff. That's your name.
He was tough. He was tough. Competitive. Yeah.
None. No, none.
He would pull her in a second. He was
yeah.
on her for sure.
He yelled at me all the time.
Yes. His goal was to win. Like, whether that means she's on the mound or not, the goal was to win. So now looking back and being a coach myself, I understand if the goal is to win, the goal is to win. It doesn't matter if it's your child or somebody else's. The goal is to win. If that's for the good of the team, that's what we're doing. And I can appreciate that now as an adult. But at the time, I was like, dang, he's so hard on Tiff. Yes, and like her attitude about it, she was just like,
Whatever.
No hard feelings.
no hard feelings, yeah. Because she also understood the end goal was to win. Yeah.
And it helped me get to where I am now. So I appreciate it.
What are you guys up to now these days? Now after softball, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing these days?
I actually just flew in about 8 hours ago from Chicago. I'm a flight attendant. I've been a flight attendant for the last 9 years. I'm currently with the company that I've been with for 8 years. So that's what I've been doing for the last 8 years.
I'm a teacher, and I'm married, and I have 2 kids, and I've been teaching for 11 years now.
Can we get everybody's name?
Yes.
Position you play?
I don't know what position I play. My name is Whitney McIntosh. I'm pretty sure I played outfield or third base. I don't remember. It's been like 20 years. Forgive me if I don't remember. But yeah, I'm a flight attendant with JetBlue Airways.
I'm Tiffany Trzynski. It was Tiffany Upchurch, and I pitched and I played shortstop.
I'm Tabitha Smith. It was Tabitha Martin, and I played second and catcher.
Whitney DeLoach, left field.
And what you do for a living, girl?
Oh, I am in the accounting department at Lakeland Regional.
What's my turn?
I didn't want to go behind Whitney DeLoach because then they might get us confused. But Whitney Dukes, now Jones. I was an outfielder, and I have been in law enforcement since 2013, and I work for the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Now, you know it's been 20 years. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Shaniqua Simmons. They call me Red. I have 2 girls, aged 10 and 12. I currently work for Polk County School Board. I'm a secretary at Union Academy, and I'll be going to Christmas secretary in July. So, kudos to me.
I'm Mimi. I pitched and played outfield. I have 3 kids, and 2 of my oldest kids, they play sports, softball and baseball. And I'm a paraprofessional at a special needs school.
I'm Brittany Thomas. My name, they call me BT. I have 3 boys. One's 12, 3, and 1. I cut grass for a living for my dad. I've been doing it for about 8 years. Oh, and I play third base, pitch, and catch.
Oh, wait, and I played first. What I played first base? Yeah, back then.
I forgot, since we was telling about ourselves, I have 4 kids. Sorry, I have 4 kids, guys. I have one little pharaoh somewhere running around.
With Daily Ridge News, I'm Ethan Jones.